Okay, this is a simple stimulus response drill. I'm going to give you a stimulus, a straight punch, or a hook punch from my right, or a hook punch from my left, or a straight punch from my left. You are going to respond accordingly. So you pretty much have three options here in the early stages if I'm just working high covers. The first option, of course, is to defend high cover versus a straight punch. That's where I create the jail cell here, and I really want to start working on when that punch makes an impact. I want to be driving in. I want to keep my eyes up. I am training my body not to flinch and turn away. When something is coming from the side, I'm just putting that input into my mind that when it's coming from the side, not in front, but I'm at the side. My elbow is towards the bad guy. I've created a shield, and again, I drive in here. Now, this may change over time. There are times where I do want to drive the elbow into them to cause damage, but for the most part, right now, I just want to focus on not getting hurt. So I cover up all the main areas of my head, my temple, my jaw. I drive it in here and drive into it and try to stunt the impact of the strike, okay? So from my perspective, I would be going here and here and here. Notice I reset every single time, get my hands back into a modified passive position. I'm just trying to relax, whoa, and trying to get in here and trying to just allow that stimulus to create the response and create a reflex rather than I have to think about it. Okay, he's throwing the left. Let me get it out here. Okay, so we're just going to do this for a few minutes, and then you can always rewind this. All right. Great. Now you can start practicing the next level of defenses where now when it's a straight punch, I'm not high covering, I'm creating a median between myself and this image so that I'm on the outside. When they throw an inside punch, I create a median here, vertical as much as possible to redirect that energy so that it doesn't hit me in the face. I redirect it, okay? So from your perspective, it should be looking like this. Driving forward, getting the head as much to the outside as possible. I'm really working on not over responding by driving my hand down. I just want to create the median. If anything, instead of driving down, I drive forward, and that makes it even more effective. Wow. So inside defense or parries. So my hand, my wrist, hitting along their wrist, their hand, getting it offline, okay? On the outside, I am now working on what we refer to as a 360 defense because we're talking about anything that comes from the outside in. But right now, I'm only dealing with things coming in from the angle on the right side or left. So I'm gonna create a 90-degree or more, slightly more structure, pinky side out. I'm gonna tuck my head behind it. And again, I wanna drive in towards this strike and mitigate the impact. So if my attacker, for me, is throwing here on my left side, they're throwing a right strike, then I'm driving forward here. Remember to reset each time. If it's an outside punch to my right on this side here, I'm driving in, I'm just stepping. I do not want my arm to simply block this. I want my entire body weight to drive into this. It's got to be slightly more than 90 degrees. So you'll have two options here. Inside punch, whoa, parrying, outside punch, blocking. As you get good at that, now what you want to add to it is a counter, okay? So here comes this outside punch. It's a block, boom, and then I throw a strike. Outside, block, throw a strike. Inside parry, throw a strike. Inside parry, throw a strike. And eventually we want to get to where we can throw those strikes simultaneously. I not only block, I throw a strike as this is happening. Okay, so if you can, as I said, you're advancing in to mitigate the impact, but if I can, I want to actually drive and get outside of their elbows and or drive in and be able to get into a clinch. I want to be able to create an advantageous position for myself. All right, so let's add some more of these, and you can be thinking again, block and counter as quickly as possible. Inside, if it's coming from this side here, you're parrying with that side, striking with the other one. If it's coming from here, you're parrying, getting your head to the outside, throwing the strike as quickly as possible. Knock your head off. Boom. These are physical cues that you see when people are getting ready to throw strikes. They often blade their body. They often clench their fist. They often look around. They often create a better angle. These are all things that happen. Now, in addition to those, I always have to be ready to simply create the arm stop or the seatbelt position when someone is explosively coming at me. Perhaps they're not looking to strike, or maybe they're so far in that the high covers and the blocks may not necessarily, where you are so close that it's easier literally to clench up in their shoulder, arm, and chest area than it is to block it, driving in here. So you can always add those as an option on any of these. Just simply creating that high cover position and driving in. Again, an easy way to think about it is to drive one arm in here, the high cover driving into the chest, and arm area here. But of course, if you're just imagining it, you can imagine the hand going into the face, scraping, scratching, whatever, catching the eyes, in the throat. It's all good. So these are inside defense, or defenses for inside punches and defenses to outside punches.